Alright, guys. I wanted to ask you something. Basically, make a survey of sorts. I'm thinking about this channel and what sort of content I should produce for it, because I want to go sort of more full-time with the channel apart from all my other businesses, but I wish to produce content on the topics that I actually enjoy. In the past, I was producing a lot of business related content which didn't give me many subscribers, but I enjoy marketing, business and strategy topics, and I also love and enjoy space, anything to do with space, planetary settlements, how to get to planets, rocketry, all sorts of technology related to settling space or other planets, or space in general, documentaries and stuff like that. So the thing is, most of my subscribers here on this channel came from, well, not most, but I think about half of them, about 1,000 subscribers, came from a documentary I posted probably about 6 months ago or 7 months ago, called, I think it's In Search of Second Earth, which is an Australian-made documentary about scientific discoveries and stuff like that, about planets, exoplanets, which is basically intertwined together with the story of how humanity in the future sends a interstellar AI governed craft to another planet in another solar system. In my opinion, I posted it simply because I thought that was the best documentary on space that I've ever seen, by far. If I didn't think it was the best or really good, I wouldn't have posted it, because I watched that documentary probably 3 or 4 times before, I decided to post it. All the documentaries that are copyrighted, I posted because I enjoyed them, and I thought, let's post it, other people will enjoy them as well. I posted, I think, a documentary on how to terraform Mars before, a documentary about the Pertwee version of, I think it was Voyage to the End of the Universe or something like that. Just documentaries that I really enjoyed and I thought were really well made with great information. So I did that. I'm fascinated by planetary settlement, so that's why I uploaded 2 videos on with panorama pictures from Curiosity rover and from Opportunity rover. Those ones did, sort of okay based on my subscribership. Nothing special. The only video that ever made it past 100,000 views, and it was blocked in many countries, was that In Search of the Second Earth. I think it has about 250, 260,000 views to date. I just posted it on a whim because I thought it was the best documentary on space I've ever seen. The dilemma here is, should I continue posting my own in-house made documentaries and videos on, let's say, how to settle Mars, how to get to Mars, how to settle Mars, how to terraform Mars, basically with very detailed information which is up to date about how to first settle Mars and then especially how to terraform Mars. Because there's a lot of misinformation floating around, on the internet. People still have this wrong notion that you need a internally generated magnetic field, so you would protect the atmosphere once the atmosphere is thickened through human activity on Mars. But, these things were in quotation marks, debunked a long time ago, but people still repeat them constantly. You only need maybe, okay, I'm gonna say maybe you need a magnetic field once you introduce lighter gases into the atmosphere, which means oxygen and other lighter gases, which have a greater tendency to escape the gravity. Their escape velocity is a lot higher, so maybe at that point you would need something to protect the erosion of the lighter gases from the planet's atmosphere by the solar wind. But before that, I mean, it's gonna take a long time before you have enough of an atmosphere, a thick enough atmosphere, so that you can start introducing oxygen into it. And you can introduce oxygen quite easily. There's lots and lots of perchlorates in the soil on Mars, which are basically organic salts, which are, a little bit poisonous to humans and other living things. But what you can do with them is you can extract oxygen from them. What you need to do is basically just have bacteria. If you don't find the appropriate bacteria on Earth, you can genetically modify the closest bacteria that you can find for that job. You scatter them in high altitudes, and you let the winds carry them all over the planet. And then those bacteria, sooner or later, they come down to the surface again, throughout the whole planet, because the winds have distributed them. And they start transforming the perchlorates in the soil or in the regolith, in the Martian regolith, into a waste product that they make, which is some other gas, and the waste product is also oxygen. And they start releasing oxygen. That's the simplest way to introduce lots and lots and lots of oxygen, because the whole regolith on Mars is quite, I'm not going to say heavy, but there's more perchlorates, lots more perchlorates than on Earth. So that's how you would introduce oxygen. But before you can introduce oxygen, there would be lots and lots of time to actually thicken the CO2 atmosphere. You would need to release very potent greenhouse gases to thicken the atmosphere and to get the pressure up. That would probably, with today's technology, that would take hundreds and hundreds of years. Before you can introduce oxygen, it would be hundreds of years before you can do that. So there is no need to really worry about the magnetic field at the beginning. Even if you would worry about it, you already have the technology to do that today. We know how to make satellites, and we know how to produce electromagnetism very easily. You would only need a Tesla or two, and even that would be a bit of an overkill, because the magnetic field that is produced in the Earth's core, in the molten Earth's core, is quite weak. It's not like a Tesla. It's like maybe a tenth of a Tesla, or maybe 100. I don't know the actual numbers off the top of my head, but it's quite weak. Mars, on the other hand, in certain locations, Mars's magnetic field is stronger than Earth's. But the problem is, Mars's magnetic field doesn't cover the entire planet. It's very, very localized. Plus, Mars has an induced magnetic field, which is produced by the solar wind hitting the CO2 atmosphere, and it produces an induced magnetic field. This interaction between solar wind and the Martian atmosphere produces a magnetic field, actually produces it. So basically the erosion of the CO2 gases is not as quick as it would be without it producing some sort of induced magnetic field. Again, we can envelop the whole planet by just having a satellite that produces 1 or 2 Tesla of magnetism. Have that satellite in a Lagrange point between the Sun and Mars. That's it. The only thing that you would need to worry is that the satellite wouldn't get blown off course by the solar wind. Because, the solar wind is pretty light, but it does have a little bit of a mass. So that satellite, which would be stationary because Lagrange points are quite stable points, it would be sort of, in a very stable position. But at the same time, the solar wind would influence it a little bit over time. So it would just need to reestablish its position, after it recognizes that it drifted a little bit too far, So that's it. We already have the technology today. We don't need it at the start. We might only need it when we introduce lighter gases a long time down the road. And that's it. So, as you can see, I'm very passionate about these topics. So, my question is, please let me know in the comments if I should continue posting space-related videos on my personal channel, on this channel that you're watching right now, or should I make another channel and put space videos on that channel and just continue talking about business and strategy and how to make money and investing and stuff like that on this channel. So if you would like to see space related videos on this channel, put it in the comments. But on the other hand, if you would like to see business related channels and investment and finance related topics on this channel, comment as well. So if I get, I usually don't get many comments, but if I get 2 or 3 comments that say space, yeah, we want space related things, then I'm gonna just turn this channel into a space related channel, and I'm gonna put the business stuff and the investing and all the other finance stuff on another channel, on a new channel. Okay? So if you could help me do that, that would be great, because look, if I start with business related videos again, a lot of people might unsubscribe, okay? Because a lot of people, at least half of my subscribers came from one video, a little bit less than half from one space related documentary. So I'm guessing they want to see more space related stuff. But if I start doing the business stuff and the finance and how to make money and passive income and stuff like that, how to become a millionaire and stuff like that, then obviously they might unsubscribe and I'm gonna lose subscriberships. And obviously I don't want you to go away if I can produce good videos for you that are around space, which is also my passion. Then just comment down below and see if the space videos win, or if the business and finance and investing videos win. So if you could help me out, I would be really, really grateful. And if you can slap the like button just for, to help me with the YouTube algorithm, because, you know how it is. Small channels, need help with the algorithm because, they don't get suggested much. So if you can, put a like in, I would appreciate it. If not, it's fine as well. But whatever you do, just comment and help me out to see if I can, what sort of content would you like to see on this channel. Okay? Thank you very much and see you next time. Cheers.